What's going on, everyone? Justin of Undead Gaming here. Today I am doing the top 5 things I hate about Overwatch. Now, I love this game. I play it a lot, but there's things that go on in this game that I just hate. So, some of this will sort of seem as nitpicks though, so just kind of take it lightly. So, first off, I'm gonna rule out bad loot boxes just because with the loot-based games that's sort of expected. And I'm also going to rule out hero stacking because that's now in its own game mode or the arcade no limits, so it's really not an issue anymore. And if you still don't like it, then just don't play that game mode because quick play and competitive, that's not there. It was out of competitive for a while, but now it's just been taken out of quick play, so hero stacking, non-issue. So anyway, we're coming up here on number 5, and it is environmental campers. So these are ones who camp out environmental kills. Now this is a bad example because I was just really bad at this gameplay. I only get 2. Well, 3 if you want to count the diva I hooked in who used a self-destruct to get out of it, but it's still kind of. So yeah, this was a bad example for gameplay. I should have tried to do better, but I wanted to get this video go out, so yeah. Plus I don't really do this, so yeah, this is the main example. People who use Roadhog on the well on Helios, I believe, is this map. There's also Nepal people using Fair in the Temple, as well as also Junkrat and Lucio are fairly good with doing this, especially with Junkrat's concussion mine and the concussion blast from Fair. Fair is one of the, and then Lucio as well. He has his secondary fire that he can use to camp that. So, but you don't see it from Lucio's too much. Like Legion Tower on one, you see it a bit more. But yeah, those are really the main ones you have to worry about. I was debating on doing this or Bastion camping, but Bastion camping sort of has an easy counter to it, same as the Mercy Reinhardt or its Bastion combination. If you can, basically you get a Tracer Foo and stick the concussion mine on, the Pulse Bomb on to Bastion, you're gonna pretty much annihilate that. Because Mercy's not gonna survive it. Reinhardt's gonna be the only one who will. So yeah, just gonna transition here into number 4 pretty soon. Yeah, we have squash matches. Now this, some people are like, oh, squash matches are great, they're easy XP. Not in Overwatch. Overwatch sorta, you need longer games really to gain more experience, to level up more. And that's why being in a squash match is terrible, in my opinion, because you basically win the thing by, you win it just not because you were good. Like some people are like, well, you'll always win a squash because you're good because the other team suck. No, because there's contributing factors. Like we had really good team comp in this, and I think they had they didn't have too good a team comp, and especially if they lost their healer, which they were actually using two healer combination. They were using Zenyatta and Lucio, I believe. Yeah, here you could. Yeah, they didn't have too good a team comp on this. They don't. So that'll go into. I'll talk about that in a later one. But yeah, squash match, and especially right here, the Reaper just gave up. So yeah, that's gonna be another thing I might talk about in this video later. So yeah, I think we won this match in like 2 minutes, which especially a control match, especially an assault salt map, you shouldn't be able to win that quickly. And again, as Tracer, I only had 2 deaths this whole game.
Together, so. Oh, if he did that while I was
yeah, I just kept this kind of for the whole gameplay, just so you can kind of see how short this was. Like, again, I'm not a fan of squash matches. They're just, they don't really feel like a victory to me. Yeah, especially here, there's Zenyatta that's poorly used his ult, which is another thing I was sort of thinking about. Poor ult uses. Fuck, can't be the word good. Because sometimes that can be, it'll be a good situation to use it, but then it won't work. So coming in on number 3, we have players who use characters out of their skill level. Now, I'm just using Genji because this is sort of a prime example, but there's also other people who will use Tracer or Hanzo, Widowmaker. Basically, some of these characters are fairly complicated to use. Like, I can't use Widowmaker, Ana, or Zarya. Those are the 3 characters I can't really use that well. So, and Genji is another one I sort of can't use, but I can use them effective, but not to the level of some other characters, of other people. So,
I am ready.
So yeah, it's kind of annoying when you go into a game and you're playing with somebody who doesn't know how to use a character. It's even worse if it's a character that you main and you see somebody on your team not using that character right. I try not to get angry at those players because some of it could be they're new to the game, so they're trying to figure out the character. But I think by the time you're level 50 or 100, you should have kind of a basic understanding of who you're good with, who you're bad with, so you kind of know who you should pick.
I am healed.
Like, I recommend at least knowing how to use 2 or 3 characters in each class. Yeah, another sort of honorable mention is people who just main only 1 character. This is a game that sort of stresses being able to use more than 1 character and to have to switch out on the fly if you need to. So, and people who main 1 character just kind of suck. Like, people who can main healers they're useful because you don't, because then you don't have to worry about somebody playing healer, because there's a lot of players out there who will just refuse to play healer. I know of one, and he complains when he doesn't get heals because he wants you to babysit him. I think my friends will know who I'm talking about. So, just about to end here, and we're about to go into number 2, which is the one I get the most angry about, but it's not the main thing that I hate. It is terrible team comp. Alright, we're on attack. We have only 1 attack character, Pharah, and 2 snipers, Ana and Hanzo. And there's another example I'm going into here. Okay, I'm playing Junkrat on defense, and we have a Widowmaker and a Hanzo, so 2 snipers again. We have a Soldier and a Genji. They are attack characters. Soldier can be used on defense fairly well, Genji not really. And then here we're all, I can't remember if this was attack or defense, but again, 2 snipers. We don't need you don't need 2 snipers at all. You never need it, which is again why I hate when people main a character, because they'll only play that character. And again here we have 4 tanks. 4 tanks. You don't need that many tanks. This was I believe in that game where I was doing anyway, number 1, people who rage quit comp or competitive. Now, it sucks to lose. Yes, it does suck. I know that. But please don't rage quit. stay with it. I'd much rather lose because we weren't as good, as opposed to lose because we are down a player because he quit. Don't quit. Just fight. There could be a chance that you pull a comeback, and especially here, this is during placement matches where, well, and especially during competitive, you're not gonna find somebody to replace that slot with. Now, after you're done your placement matches, if somebody quits, it'll just end the match, and you won't get penalized, which I'm okay with that, but in placement matches, it doesn't do that. This stays on your screen for 2 minutes. A member of your team left the match. If you exit the match, which in the next, you will retrieve a loss and be penalized for leaving early. Now, this is just a major, this is the biggest issue I have in Overwatch, bar none. If you can't stay for a whole game, don't play competitive. Just because it hurts everybody. Like, now we're down a player, and again, we're having somebody here who's playing a character out of their skill level. So now we have to essentially play against a full team of 6. We're down a player. It's just, if you play competitive, please just don't quit. Just don't at all. Just, if you know you're gonna lose, just take the loss. Don't quit because you're bad at the game. And also, when that goes away, I don't know if you can quit and then not get penalized. So I should have maybe looked into that a little bit more. So, yeah. Thank you guys for kind of listening to me get angry and rumble. And I will see you on the next video.